I think these strategies that are out there that are, for example, like always be closing, ABC, that's a common thing. Always be closing. Well, yeah, in a way, but not in the way that people interpret it. Like, don't always be pushy on people. And again, you get sales when you're pushy, primarily from A types and S types. So when you push hard on A types, they take action. If you push hard on S types, they're so jolly, they kind of eventually give in, even though they're a little flaky. Don't work on P's and E's. P's are like a rock. So what happens is, sales training is like, oh, always be closing. Go for the sale. Call them. If you need to call them 63 times in a row, call them. Don't give up. Well, there's a time, every good general knows there's a time to retreat. You regroup and you come back later. There's lots of deals that I do that I realize I'm not going to close them now. I retreat and I put them on my CRM and I call them back in 6 months or 12 months or 18 months and I close the deal then. There is a natural progression and timeline to sales. So I don't like the always be closing thing. What I'd rather be always be listening. Now that sounds cheesy, but what I mean is always be reading. How about always be reading people? ABRP. It's my new one. It's not quite as catchy as ABC. I guess ABC catches on because it's like alphabetical. ABC. Okay, I can remember that, Ty. I'm gonna be a good salesman. ABRM. Or ABRP. Always be reading people. And when you're reading them, you're also reading the time frame that they're on, and you're reading their personality type, and you're knowing if they're a P or an E. You can't push them on it as hard. If they're A, you can. So that's just two examples of what I mean by ignore a lot of the modern science and training that's still out there. It's like based on, it's kind of like Myers-Briggs. Like Myers-Briggs is great for like 1950s personality tests. A lot of people are still doing the Myers-Briggs. Myers-Briggs is not a great test. No offense to all the websites out there like 16 personalities and all this. It's just bad science, and any good, like, it's the laughingstock of modern science, really. Although I do like Myers-Briggs for something. I think Myers-Briggs is good for dating, for reading people. I think it gives you what you need to know, whether to know if you'll be a good romantic match. But it's been updated, baby. Science is a little better. When you broke your leg in like 1915, they were giving you penicillin and all that stuff. Now we have other things that are a little better. You know, not everything's better about modern medicine, but certain things. Certainly it's better to break your leg now than it was in the Civil War, when they would, like, you know, okay, put a little piece of wood between your teeth and here's science. Well, a lot of the modern sales training is kind of like Civil War. Like, yeah, it kind of works, but you lose a leg. Minor point. Like, you kind of lose, but you lose a couple $1 million deals. Yes, you do get one big deal, but you lose 93 other deals. If you don't mind that, everything's jolly in the new system.